Good morning. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Stephanie Rowe from Rowe Lawyers, and I am on the WICL committee and also on the Wellness and Wellbeing subcommittee. We had planned a number of events this year, and due to the uncertainty, we don't know what's going to happen with those events coming up. In the short term, we decided last week that it would be nice if we could try and support our WICL women by providing some form of video content on a Monday, which will be in the form of training or seminars or little bits and pieces to try and keep people's mind active. And on a Wednesday, we will have some form of interactive session, which will change on a weekly basis, but all things that are all just hopefully going to keep us all healthy and sane and help with our career developments and keep us all supporting each other, which is obviously really important at this time. So we are all nearly coming to a lockdown and we are all now working from home. What does that mean for all of us? It means that we are stuck within four walls with family members, animals, and people that we didn't expect to have in our working life. Meanwhile, work is also slowing down in the criminal justice system. I know that some cases are still going on and some jury trials are still trying to finish because they've been long cases until there is some form of total lockdown, and we don't know what is going to happen. It is a massive period of uncertainty and everybody's worried about their income first and foremost, because what are they going to do if they can't work? Can they pay the bills? Hopefully the government is going to make an announcement today about that, which will help everybody. And because we, the self-employed, were very much missed out last week on the government announcements. Secondly, what's going to happen going forward? As far as all the cases that were in the pipeline, things are all being adjourned, suspended. Even police interviews are being suspended going forward. So all of the work that we had to do has now stopped, which is obviously a worry, because what are we going to do to occupy ourselves at home? Well, I have gone back through all of my CPS cases and the digital case system and looked at all the hearings that are being adjourned. Are there any letters you can send to the CPS asking for more information, things that you would normally sort out on the day of a hearing? We've now got more time to try and bottom things out, so I've pestered the CPS with a lot of correspondence, which hopefully I'll get responses to, which will mean that some of the matters will be resolved before we get to court and before the hearing, which will hopefully speed things up as and when those come through. There's been the talk of telephone hearings. I don't know how they're going to work in practice and what is going to happen with those going forward, because there obviously is going to be functionality issues and who's going to be involved in those hearings. Also, we've got the Corona bill going through. When that goes through, there's obviously wide-ranging draconian powers that the police and the state are going to have. How are those going to be enforced? What is going to happen? What is going to happen with criminal practitioners? Are we going to be going to the police station? If so, are we going to be protected, given protective clothing? Are there going to then be court hearings? How are those going to happen? All of this is still up in the air because no one has quite issued the guidance, because I don't think anyone knows, because very much everyone is waiting for all the information to come from the government, and then people are then deciding going forward. But it is likely, obviously, with more people being cooped up at home, domestic situations which were originally stressful are going to become even more stressful situations where there could be more instances of domestic abuse, and then it will be up to the police as to how they decide to prosecute that and deal with that. But obviously we're going to have large numbers of the workforce also being ill or self-isolating, so there's a whole host of questions we don't know the answer to. So as I sit here making this, I don't know what the future holds as far as my career, my practice, the work we're going to get. We just have to make do with the time we have and make the best use of that time. So one thing that I have done is I went up to the office last week and I cleared out the whole office. The whole office is in my flat. I've got a tidy area. I've designated myself a space. I have everything. So if things start happening in a couple of months or in 3 weeks' time, at least if I have any work to do, I have all the resources I need at my fingertips. And it's not a case of I'm going to start something and then think, oh crikey, I don't have that. It's in the office. Oh, I can't get to the office because it's on lockdown. So I think it's really important to get yourself as prepared as you can be. Go to Chambers, go to the office, get everything you need before there is a lockdown is my really strong advice in respect of getting everything together. Have a clear workspace, spend a couple of hours a day on your practice and your development. I think that's really important. To sit and self-reflect. This is a time for us to think about, what do we want from our practice? Where do you want to go? Do you want to become a QC? Think about that. Do you want to get some advice from members of Chambers about how you could develop your career better, get it more involved in certain Chambers activities or committees, or whether there's other things you want to do on a voluntary basis? Think about things and look at what things that we can all do. As far as bettering yourself and your skills, I've signed up to do an online IT course because there's things I don't know how to do. I did GCSE IT and since then I've just learned things as they've gone on, but every time I'm a course, someone shows me something funky on Excel or Word that I didn't know how to do, which could make my practice run so much better because it will save me time on the computer. That's something that's really beneficial to do, and so I've signed up to that. I've also going to sign up to do a touch typing course because I think that's something also that will save me time going forward because it will help my practice. So any little things that you can do to sort of develop your practice and help yourself at this time is going to be really, really invaluable. Look at your LinkedIn profile, look at your website profile, write some articles, do the admin, do the archiving, that awful stuff that you hate doing. Just get on and do it. And even if you break it up to do a couple of hours a day and that's all you do, at least that's your time on your career development and your business, because we don't know how long this is going to last for. So you need to keep yourself skilled, ready to go as and when things come up and how things develop. So I think that's really important. The other thing is marketing. I do loads of marketing in my job. All my work comes from referrals. So I'm normally out and about meeting people, having coffees. Barristers are obviously at court all day, socialising, meeting court staff, other barristers, solicitors in big firms mixed with their colleagues. It's a good idea, I think, to keep in touch with everybody, to touch base with everybody. Zoom is great for that. Or the house party app if you want more of a drinking, have a little, get together, whether it's a cup of tea or, with a glass of wine. Do that because it's going to be really important that we don't become too isolated and we can all talk to each other, because we all are very personable people. That's why we do our job in crime. And so being in a period of isolation is not going to be great for any of our mental health. So support each other, talk to each other, help each other as much as possible. So those are sort of the worky things you can do. From another personal development angle, I've also signed up to do a first aid course, which I think will be really useful. I've always wanted to do one, so I'm doing that online. I can't do the classroom assessment, but you can do that at the end of it. There's various different courses, so that's a key thing to do as well. I also think getting up at the same time every day, do some exercise. I'm lucky I've got a dog. I'm going to take him for a walk every single day. I might take him for 3 walks because he needs to shed some of his excess Christmas fat. Also, so does his owner, so it would be good for me to do some walks. I'm also going to try and do some online HIIT classes and maybe do some yoga and some Tai Chi. There's so much, and because all the gyms have closed, there's some really, really good streaming stuff which is all live and interactive, so it can be as interactive or as solitary as you want it to be. So do try and do some exercise, do get out and about, go shopping. When you go shopping, we're all obviously going to be quite limited on what we can buy. Lots of people have panic bought. There isn't enough food in the supermarkets. We'll be buying things and making choices about things in a different way to how we have before. A lot of us run around, I'd certainly do, buying a sandwich from Pret or a salad from Pret and a coffee on the go. Now is a time where I'll probably be going to the supermarket and buying a few items and working out, right, okay, what am I going to cook with this? Which is not a bad thing at all. And actually what I worked out from last week was it was the first time I actually haven't eaten out at all for any of my meals. Everything has been cooked or made by me, which I haven't done for a very long time. So hopefully we can get a bit healthier, get some good practices in, do some cooking so we can share ideas on, you know, recipes or whatever you want to do. This forum with WICL is all about us all supporting each other in whatever way we can with whatever is going to come at us. So the other thing I think that is really important is having a clear workspace, and also to have the routine. So you get up, you have your shower, definitely shower, don't do any work in your pajamas. Okay, you might be able to do that on the odd day when you have the odd day working from home and it's a bit of a treat and a novelty. You need to get dressed, you need to have a shower, because otherwise it's going to be a slippery slope, because this will be your life every day for the next 30 days or even more. So do make sure that you get up. Also, that's one good thing about doing video calls with people, is you have to make a bit of an effort, especially if it's a work call. Then you're going to need to, washing your hair or brushing your hair is going to be something that would be preferable. So we need, even though we're stuck at home not seeing anyone, we still need to try and stay motivated. So the other thing I was going to say that is really important, I think, is to do a chore around your house, make yourself feel better. At least we can all have clean and tidy houses, even if it's not tidy because you've got kids or you've got animals or whatever. You know, we can go through and clear out a cupboard. I've set myself a goal of doing a cupboard a day. That might be slightly ambitious, but clearing things out, organising my home space, doing all the things I didn't have time to do when you're busy working. This will make everybody feel so much better by just having a clean place, do all those things on that massive long list that you haven't done. That's why doing all the rubbish things with work, like archiving, all those things, if you just do one bit a day or spend a little time a day doing it, it will make you feel like at least you've achieved something at the end of the day, because it's about achieving things. What have you done each day? And I think that's important. And writing lists, I particularly like lists. I'll write a list of this is what I've got to achieve today to keep me on track. Also, acts of kindness, I think, is really important. We all went into criminal law because we wanted to help. We believed in truth and justice. We all want to help the wider community. We are not doctors and nurses. We're not on the front line, but we are also key elements of society, because we are key staff members who help the criminal justice system work, which is a key element of any government and of the state. So we all have a really important role. And whilst we can't be in court representing our clients, one thing we can do is we can help our neighbours, we can help the vulnerable people, we can go and walk their dogs for them, we could go and help do their gardening for them. So many people are going to be in proper isolation because they are too vulnerable to go out, and they are scared of what may happen. I'm scared of what may happen if I catch it, and I'm really lucky. I mean, I haven't got any symptoms, but obviously I could have it and be carrying it. But it's a real concern, because I don't want to get it, and I worry about my health if I get it, let alone those who already have an underlying health condition or are vulnerable. So we owe it to our fellow mankind to go out and be kind, help people in whatever way you can. And I think it'd be really nice if on WICL we could all share our experiences. So if people have set up things locally or done some things, share your experiences, get ideas, because the more people we can help, the better. I know that in my block of flats, I've got 2 paramedics who, they're a couple, they're amazing, and they are absolutely shattered. And we have collectively all been doing their shopping. We've also been making sure they've got plenty of beer and wine. Luckily, our local shop have given, NHS workers a 20% discount, which is really nice. So we are making sure that they are fit and healthy and able to come home, shower, go to bed with a healthy dinner. And a glass of wine or a beer. So, little things like that I think are really, really important, because kindness hopefully is something that will come back. People have more time, to look after each other, and maybe that will be one of the nice things that will come out of this, is everybody's pace of life is slower. We need to look after each other. Health is the most important thing. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. And we need to make sure people stay fit and healthy, mentally, physically, whether you're old and self-isolating, or vulnerable and self-isolating, or you're just stuck at home with your partner and your kids, or you're at home on your own with your animals, or wherever it may be. We all are going to need to help each other to come out of this, and we're all in exactly the same boat, and things are not going to progress for quite a while, I can anticipate. So we need to just do what we can and support each other. So please help us with this WICL Wellbeing initiative, and forward us any ideas you've got on anything that you would like us to put up, or if you want to do some video content, let us know. Or if you want some more interactive sessions, let us know. We're really open to suggestions. We're all kind of in uncharted territory, so let's just see how things pan out, and please do get in touch. And most importantly, stay safe, everybody, and take all the precautions. And hopefully when we come out of all of this, we will have an amazing big party for all of us great women. And you never know, people might have made new contacts, new friends through linking in and getting involved in our interactive sessions, which would be amazing. All right, stay safe, take care, bye.